Okay, first of all, I would like to welcome everyone to the webinar of CG blockchain this morning. Okay, and I'm Ernie Arniza binti Ahmad, your moderator for this morning. I'm from the Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Sciences, and I'm also part of the collaborative group of CG blockchain team members. Okay, so before we proceed, let us recite Fatiha. Okay, before we proceed with the webinar. Okay, for all the Muslim, okay, we like to recite Kitab Al-Fatiha, and for the non-Muslim, please remain silent for a moment. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-Fatiha. Okay, before we proceed, I would like to highlight some of the housekeeping rules for this morning. Okay. First of all, please mute your microphone during the sessions begin. Okay. All right, and then later on after the session, we will have the question and answer session. Okay, for those who like to ask questions, please drop your questions in the chat area. I will pick up the questions and then I will ask the speaker. Or you may unmute the microphone and ask the speaker if you should have any questions. Okay. For all the participants, okay, each of you will be provided with the training certificate, okay, or with the attendance certificates of participation, and also for the UITM staff, okay, you also will be provided with the training hours, okay. But then please make sure to fill in the attendance list, okay, before the session ends. Okay, the attendance list or the attendance form will be provided 30 minutes prior to the end of the session. Okay, right. So before we begin, okay, allow me to introduce our speaker for this morning. Okay, right. Okay, so for this morning, okay, we have, okay, Assalamualaikum, Doctor. Right, for this morning, we have Dr. Technologist, Dr. Anwar Ahmad Isa. Okay, right. So let me read some a little bit on his background. Okay, right. Technologist Dr. Muhammad Anwar Ahmad Isa is the founder of the iExploTech. He has 2 PhDs in technology, namely PhD in Computer Science from University Putra, Malaysia, and PhD in Electrical Engineering from University Technology Mara. He is a freelance researcher and also an embedded system developer. Currently, he is actively involved in various projects, okay, such as secure chain embedded communication, development and testing of blockchain and smart contract, automotive secure radio frequency, and etc. His research work focuses on asymmetric cryptography, lightweight cryptography for embedded devices, embedded firmware, security, formal methods, blockchain, trust and mathematical modeling, and international relations. He also has published several journals and many conference papers that are related to cryptography and embedded systems. Okay, right. Okay, so this morning, our speaker, okay, TS Dr. Anwar, okay, will be delivering his talk, a presentation on blockchain decentralized applications or DApps. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to invite our speaker to deliver his talk, his presentation. Okay, right, Dr. Anwar, so the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Puan Ani. I'm glad that I'm being given opportunity today to give sharing, especially on because this is a session for me to discuss a little bit elaborate detail something some more related technical part on the blockchain. Previously, I give a sharing in the at the USIM but we have a very limited time. For this time, I'm going to share a bit technical, and I hope that my sharing can help to to give you exposure what Malaysia have done lah. And then one more thing is that during the talk or this workshop, probably we have a problem of internet, right? We never know. That's I'm going to tell you guys lah. So I hope that moderator we can do something lah if something happen. Because I'm using TM fiber, so I hope that everything okay lah and have it high speed. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share to you my slide lah. Okay, screen. So if you have any question during the session, you may interrupt me. You're also welcome to ask me question or anything that probably got in some trouble with sound and microphone. And you also can call me to my handphone if I have any problem lah. Sometimes get stuck, right? Okay, right now I'm going to share my slide.
Okay, Doctor.
I hope that everybody can see the full screen of the slide. Pak Ani, do you see it?
Yes, Doctor. We
Okay,
can see your slides now.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to start now. Thank you everyone for inviting me one more time. Okay, I want to thank to the UITM Shalam. Actually, we have a couple time of meeting before the during the COVID time. We did not go to the meeting, and after that we do some meeting when the government allow us to meet. But we follow all the procedure. But the group do our group that we have done a lot of things to encourage, especially UITM staff, so that they can go deep further on the blockchain technology lah. So I want to thank Puan Annie and the team. Also, I'm also part of the team, so that we can do groom and give more information, share the knowledge, share technical things to everyone lah. So it's a good start. I hope that this Puan Annie, is it the first session for the sharing or the second one? This sharing from the group, Puan Annie. Okay, only we get later. Probably in a QA session. It's supposed to be my I'm going to sharing right now. Okay, I'm a CTO in the iExploTech. Okay, like Puan Ani mentioned, I have a 2 PhD. It's not my intention to have 2 PhD, but some of people already know my story. So I leave that things for later on. Okay, I'm also a secretariat for the IPTM, Institusi Pendidikan Tinggi Malaysia. It's a DL, Distributed Ledger project lah. So that we can have let everyone share the knowledge and the skill and everything like we are doing now. I'm also part of the Information Security and Trusted Infrastructure Laboratory instilled in the Fakulti Kejuruteraan Elektrik UITM Shah Alam. I'm also something like industrial researchers lah. I'm also part of the MSCR. I love cryptography, so I'm always do cryptography lah. Cryptography is the heart of the blockchain. That's the truth. Okay, first one is that we just go a little bit on santai way. No sharing. It's not something like lectures in the during the classroom. We want you to go a little bit revisit the technologies lah. So because when we want to do something, we need to do a little bit on the what is the actual thing that before you are doing the blockchain. Probably you want to start doing research or want to do some development. At least we revisit the technologies first. Of course, I want to make some declaration that there is no intention from me lah to share to do something like marketing or to sell some token. I'm not a scammer token. So that I'm sharing the technology, not the cryptocurrency or scamming token. More of the people that give sharing, at the end they want to promote their token, probably scam token. So there is no way that I'm doing that things lah. So I'm going to revisit technology first, so that we can look at the big picture, what happened in the historic since the beginning of the blockchain until today. Okay. Before we do the things, the technologies, we need to have a little bit on the understanding the concept, what is distributed, what is centralized, what is decentralized. So, like at the bottom one, you may see that there is something like central database. It is an example whereby you want to fill up the form for the KPT lah. Let's say you want to submit the research grant, everybody. When the last day deadline, you want to submit to the system, got crash. Okay. Hang. So because everyone go to the central server, want to do something, submit to the server, web server, everything to central database. So everybody try to submit the form and update the form, but the server crash because there's only one server. You cannot cope. I believe that there is more than 50,000, at least 20,000 lecturers in the Malaysia. Let's say probably 5% want to submit, probably around 1,000 people want to submit. Probably the server will be a little crammed lah, or almost crash lah. So that's why some technology they come up with the idea of the distributed or decentralized technology. We have right now we are running almost in a Malaysia system, in the government, in the website, everything using centralized. Too vulnerable to the even the attack on the DNAT or severe attack also can happen lah. Okay. So even during the election, if you are using central server, I believe that there will be crash lah, because Malaysia have around 25 million people. So it doesn't make sense lah if you're using central server. If you really want to have a general election, next PRUs, right? The country is right now worried about the PRU who going to delete during the COVID time. So central database system should be rejected. So that's the first thing we need to make sure that if you want to have a general election using online system. So okay, a little bit on the bahasa Malaysia, bahasa Melayu, so that we can have a big explanation or big picture overview on the distributed ledger technology ataupun we call it technology ledger teragih, DLT. Normally the problem is that people talk about blockchain. Actually, it's not about the blockchain. Actually, it's about distributed ledger technology. Blockchain is the hype lah. People know about blockchain, but if you already go deep technical, people talk about DLTs, not the blockchain. So let's say in a blockchain, we call it block rantaian. You can have Ethereum, Bitcoin, NAMs. Whereby, if you want to have more technology and more advanced, faster, we can look at a directed acyclic graph, DApps. We call it graph berarah tidak kitaran. So probably hyperledgers, of course they're hypers, so it's a very hypers, fast, read and write. So another thing is the IOTA Tangle. Last time, right now they are moving Schizolis. So the IOTA provide the solution that you can store all the IoT sensor data, sensor node data into the very fast DLT network, not using blockchain. You never use blockchain to store data of the IoT because blockchain is slow. I will show later on at the end a slide, something a bit to visualize what is how you visualize this blockchain, how you visualize that. I want to go that's part the last one lah. Okay. Another thing is that the main thing that the main dish for the sharing today is that about aplikasi teragih. What we call is blockchain DApps. That's the things. Actually, aplikasi teragih or blockchain DApp is covered two things. A mobile app is not something like very a blockchain thing. Actually, just a UI that interface for end user to interact with the blockchain solution or DLT solution. Okay, it's just a UI. But inside there, they have some API lah to call the whatever function that we need to execute from the DLT system lah. And the right side, that in the bottom one, you can see the smart contract, or some in the Ethereum they call smart contract. In the Hyperledgers they call it chain code. So smart contract is the logic, is the heart of the system, whereby all decisions will be made by a smart contract. Whereby this smart contract actually being executed inside the Ethereum networks. Okay. So all the logic, programming, yes, no, add whatever function you want to do inside smart contract. The app will show you the UI. The app will show the UI so that you can interact with the smart contract. Because not all users want to interact with command line console, right? We do not have a console system moving around. We have a GUI mobile app moving around. That's why developer need to make sure that we have a very friendly and simple app, mobile app. We call it DApp, decentralized app. Communicate with the smart contract and then do some whatever thing you want lah. For example, want to verify certificate and so on. Okay, so move back to the rewind a little bit on the past, almost 6 years ago. At this moment, I think before this 2014, I do my PhD in UITM Shah Alam. Okay, so I did my research on the chain, but it's not directly to cryptocurrency. At the moment, people talk about cryptocurrency, but I did my research on PhD embedded system about chain, how you can make sure that two parties can have a secure at the hardware level, not in the software, at the firmware and hardware level. You communicate machine to machine so that you can verify each other. I'm using chain techniques, but it's not a blockchain, it's a cryptographic chain. So in the 2014, if you look at the hype cycle, I went to the 2013. There is no such thing about blockchain, cryptocurrency, whatever, none. So the hype cycle have shown that cryptocurrency almost went down. From the hype cycle. Here, when you can see at the peak one is the top one, where the research, the paper publication, everything is being done here. But the cryptocurrency in 2014 already went down a bit. Okay, so from the mountain, the second mountain at the top is about IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, at the bottom here you can see that the climber already went down, go down, not the climber going to go to the up, but it's going to down. It's about cryptocurrency. 2014, people doesn't even know what is a blockchain. Okay, because in 2014, Vitalik Buterin just want to have something like prototype. What you call it? He got some argument with the Bitcoin team. Because Bitcoin team does not allow people to write some code in the Bitcoin. So Vitalik Buterin is the founder of the Ethereum, so that he makes some modification in the open source of the Bitcoin. Did in 2014. Okay, so there is some story about I don't want to go to detail that part lah, but that's the beginning about cryptocurrency. And then you can see that there is a lot of technology there. If you are ready at the moment of this moment, you are do some research on IoT, probably you can do a lot of your citation or paper journal can have a lot of citation now lah. If you are doing now about IoT or cryptocurrency, probably is the worst one lah, paper publication lah, because nobody going to cite you lah, because you're already late. Okay, how about 2015? In 2015, okay, cryptocurrency is there. But you can see that at the bottom here, cryptocurrency exchange. You want to exchange so that at the moment there is some another cryptocurrency that exists. We call it alternate coin. And then also just rising. And at this moment, actually, it's not exchange for another cryptocurrency. It's an exchange. Let's say you have a BTC, Bitcoin. You want to exchange to USD. At the moment, only USD. Yeah? Probably that is not even a Europe. It's just USD. So you want to exchange to USD dollar to the Bitcoin or vice versa, you need to have a cryptocurrency exchange. So you see that this in 2015, people talk about to make trading or buy a cryptocurrency. At this moment, I want to tell you that the price of Bitcoin is around $500. In 2014, the price Bitcoin around $200 to $400. Keep note, later on we're going to see what is the price latest of the Bitcoin. So it is around $500, the price of Bitcoin, one Bitcoin. How about 2016? Wow, 2016, yeah. No more about cryptocurrency thing. Blockchain is rising, right? The climber is a blockchain, want to climb the peak, almost very close to the peak, climbing the hype cycle, the mountain. So that there is where the blockchain come, when the Vitalik Buterin introduced the Ethereum project. So there's the most, people talk about the blockchain, not just cryptocurrency. So right now when the blockchain is there, okay. Okay, question, yes, go on.
Oh, dapat dah. Ha?
Do you have any question?
Oh, tak dengar Jaman.
Tak dengar. Are you okay? Okay, nobody asking respond. Okay, you can ask me or ask moderator during my talk. It's okay. It's just something like a santai. We want to have relaxed sharing. No need to push to have to look 100% on the screen. Okay, so you just relax. So nobody talk. Okay, fine. So at this moment also you can see that some UAV technology. I don't want to go detail this one 4D whatever. You can see that blockchain is rising. There is blockchain there 2016. Okay, good. And then we move 2017. Wow, very fast. Okay, the climber of the mountain of the hype cycle somehow went down very fast. In just 1 year, he climbed and she went down very fast. Okay. Okay, the blockchain already went down 2017, and then UAV also you can see after the UAV and everything. So yeah, blockchain exists, nice. SDN, SDS, whatever. going down, okay, something that VR also want to ready. Virtual reality is a common thing, but blockchain went down here. That's mean no longer research. When we see that when the anything that went down from the hype cycle top, okay, from the peak, that means there is a lot of development already there. There is probably some product already exists in the market. So when you are rising, it's about research. When going down, it's about product. That's the thing that we need to make sure that we know that blockchain already have a product. 2017, of course, they got product. In 2017, actually the price Bitcoin, okay, the price Bitcoin rise. I believe that around $4,000 around that. Okay, $4,000, the price of Bitcoin. In 2016, around $2,000. You see that? $2,000, $4,000. Okay. 2018, much more interesting. Yeah, we still got blockchain not moving around. Somehow the climber of the of the hype cycle or the mountain is somehow sitting there, not moving. Something like almost the same things, right? So sitting there, probably take some break before went down directly. Went to the bottom. So she just relaxed there for 1 year. So blockchain is there, and then you can see that in 2018, the price Bitcoin rise at the end of the years $10,000. That's mean around 44,000 ringgit. Okay, here $4,000 maximum price. Here $10,000. Oh God. Let's say you can have rewind back to 2014 is just around $500. You see that? Okay, that's in 2018. Wow, I love that flying autonomous vehicle. Okay, yeah, this is starting. People want to fly. Okay, that's a very interesting. But now blockchain. Okay, we're moving to 2019. Oh God, no more blockchain in the research whatever. It's about no longer emerging. Blockchain is no longer emerging technologies. It's just something like people use daily. It's something like industry appliance or home appliance things lah. So no more blockchain here. And when you talk about doing research on blockchain, okay, that little bit, probably nobody going to cite your paper or change the paper. Okay, no more blockchain. Aha. You can ask me this question to me right now. It's okay. During this discussion of hype cycle, you also open. Aha. Why is why? Okay, number is gone, right? So you can see that if a specific technology is not features or it does not necessarily imply that they are not important. Okay, one reason for the some technology to disappear from the hype cycle might be that technology is no longer emerging, but it's a key business on key business lah. So that means blockchain is a norm thing people using right now. So it's no longer about research. It's a common thing, key business. So the latest one for the Gartner emerging technology for 2020, I have here. Okay, this one. This is 2020. 2021 not yet released. Probably in the August, in the end of the August probably. 2021 we're going to see later on, but I believe that no longer such a blockchain things lah. Okay, in 2020 no longer blockchain. People talk probably 5G, still private 5G still somehow going rising. Probably there's another thing you can do research other than blockchain. Okay, probably something else. Okay, probably related to blockchain. Cryptography is not there because cryptography is the heart of the system. Okay, so that from here, as I was sharing about the technologies so that you know that where you are when you want to start lah. So especially for those who want to do PhD, you see that it's not something like fancy anymore. Blockchain is not fancy thing. Okay. No, I hope that you can get a little bit. Okay, in 2000, I forgot to mention the Bitcoin, right? Okay, in 2019. Okay, 2019 is a very bad day, almost bad day lah. Okay, Bitcoin somehow drop a little bit, and then around 4,000 something, 4,000 something, almost 3,000 from the 10,000 from the 20,000. I think that they go something around to 20,000, and then go to 4,000 something like that. 2020 Bitcoin also bad. Okay, at the beginning. Okay, somehow 2021 right now in the first January, around January 2021, the Bitcoin rise to $60,000, equivalent to probably RM 300 around 260,000 ringgit. Okay, you see that somehow the price rise like crazy, and they say, and in the 2017 or 2019, I think 2018, they say that in 2014, 2024, the Bitcoin will rise $100,000. In 2021, they rise $16,000, and right now, the Bitcoin price around $35,000. It's going down lah. Somewhat stable around that amount. Okay, so they say that 2021, 2024, $100,000. Please don't buy Bitcoin. That's my advice. Okay, Bitcoin is something like a risk. You need to be patient. To be a little bit on the, I want to share a little bit. I did some mining in 2017, 2018. Last time, I just managed to store around the total amount of the thing that I did mining is around $600. $600. All the one thing I managed to store as amount of $600. I'm mining Ethereum Classic and a lot of things. Not to just for the experiment things. In 2021, the total all the mining thing after the price rising with all the currency that I'm mining, I got $10,000. You see that? $600 during the mining. I just keep all the coin and everything I'm mining in 2018 until 2018. I stopped the mining in 2018. By the end, I sell all my mining graphic card and everything. And then I keep the currency for my training. I want to share what the people with my training. If you attend my training 5 days, I will show everything. So that in that things, I skip everything. In 2031, all the mining thing, the price, when I look at the exchange rate, is almost $10,000. So let's just imagine that the thing that I'm mining just couple of years back, 3 years back, goes from $600 become $10,000. God. Okay, I do not sell the coin lah. I keep it right now. The entire coin that I have around, because the price is going down around $4,000, $3,000 something. That's I'm keeping it right now. If I sell at the moment of $10,000, probably I'm going to get RM around 45,000 ringgit. Okay, 45,000 is big. Okay, can have a vacation. Wow. Okay, that's a little bit on the sharing my experience. Okay, and right now we move on to the next one, section 2.
Dr. Anna.
Yep.
Okay, just one question here.
Okay,
Sorry.
go on.
Since you're talking about Bitcoin, I just like to know, what are the main factors that affect the stability of the Bitcoin itself? Okay, some says that the trust from the buyer, is one of the important factors, that affect the value of the Bitcoin itself.
Okay.
Is it true?
Okay.
Or do you have, or is there any other factors that will affect those values? Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you for the question. I love that question. First of all, I don't want to talk about conspiracy theory, okay, about the Bitcoin and the price and everything. There's many people talk about that. Some of the even want to find who is the Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, so the main point is that it's something the stock market. When there too many demand, the price rise, and also they are using market speculation. So that's why actually the Bitcoin already being monopolized by some people. They are big fish. At any moment, they already have a plan. When they want to rise, let's say they say want to have. Actually, it's not about their predict that I mentioned before. They predict that in 2024 the price is $100,000. It's not their predict. Actually, they're already going to make the things because they control the money. Okay, they already make a lot of the what you call it they make investment since the beginning of the Bitcoin at the price around 20 cents of USD. They already buy a lot of things and they keep selling. And for example, in the beginning of this year, the price rise $16,000, and they start to sell all the Bitcoin they keep in their in their wallet or in something like they call it in a big security area. They're storing the Bitcoin and they start disperse slowly. The price is estimated around $16,000, but this guy is a big fish. Okay, so he just sell all the cryptocurrency, sell until around March 2021, the price went down $30,000. Okay, so you see that they play, they sell everything, they make a lot of money already, and then wait again. Next time, the price went down, and next time, probably next year's or next 2 years, 2024. They're going to buy again with the cheap price. They buy again because they already make a lot of money. They already sell at $30,000. They're going to buy these things again so that the price rise again with some partner and with some of what we call it some speculation. For example, a Tesla buy 100,000 of the Bitcoin. They already buy actually. Some of it probably do something on the speculation. The price rise again and it become $100,000. Okay, that's the play. They're playing the people, and you are the small fish. Okay, we are, including me. You buy Bitcoin when it's rising. You are losing in the game. Okay, you are losing. They are making a profit. You are losing. Let's say when at the beginning of the January 2021, you buy around the Bitcoin price around $50,000 because it's rising. You know it's going to rise. And then somewhat is stocked in $60,000. You do not sell it. You believe that you're going to rise again a couple thousand, and you do not sell it. And now, right now, let's say you just by March 2021, the price went down 35. You see that? You are just small fish. You lost the investment because you are small fish. Okay, that's why I'm telling you guys, do not invest in the cryptocurrency. If you want to invest in cryptocurrency, you must buy at the moment that it really went down. And you need to be patient with the next 2 years or 3 years. Okay? Talking about halal haram, probably is very close to haram. Okay? Because some people just selling the cryptocurrency without any portfolio. They say they're talking about, okay, they give them something like promise that, like I'm saying, 2021 the price, 2024 the price we go to the 100,000 price USD. So right now 35,000. You buy now, just wait 2 years, the price will always go to the 100,000. So it's in Islam, it's a Muslim, it's totally haram doing that way. Investment, you need to have a portfolio that how you can generate profit and then how you can going to lose. If you buy Bitcoin, most people say about how you gain profit. They never tell you about losing the things. Like I mentioned to you guys, the big fish. This I mentioned you how do you losing things. So you always lose in the game. And from me, as a Ulu Amri, I'm not the Imam or Ulama, I'm just Ulu Amri, somebody that know the technologies. I advise you that investing in cryptocurrency is haram lah. Okay. But if you just want to do cryptocurrency, for example, you want to transfer the money, your friend probably in the Palestine or in in the whatever country that do not have a problem with the currency, you want to transfer, you convert your cash money to the Bitcoin, you transfer to that guy around 1 hour or 1 day, and then he cash back the money, it's okay. It's just a medium. But if you really want to do investment in cryptocurrency, very close to haram. I believe that is about haram lah. But I do not cannot say about haram because I'm just the ulu amri. So I have also ulama, and we need to look at everything, either good or bad. Bad too much, that means haram, very close to haram lah. So that my advice, the price is controlled by big fish. It's something like a conspiracy theory. Nobody can control it. They say that going to 100,000, we go 1,000. Okay, I think that I answering the question lah. I hope that that can be. You can ask me later on or attend another training. I can go talk about that one lah.
Alright, thank you, Doctor. Thank you for the explanation.
Okay, don't be careful lah. Don't get the trap lah, into the trap.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one, section 2. What we have is something about we're going to talk with. So we have in Malaysia lah, what we want to do or we are doing right now. Okay, in the project in the Malaysian, actually, me and Sabut Cuti Malaysia in 2019, 2019. Oh, I believe 2019 or 18. I don't remember. We want to have something like a blockchain collaboration between the researcher or with all the lecturers or the researcher in university, so that we can have something like want to have something like hands-on, not just something like on paper. So we have set up some things. We call it the collaboration IPTM project lah. It's something like testnet. So we want to have something really work blockchain lah. We want to feel that how we running our own blockchain. During that moment, we set up the network and everything. We found too many things lah. Starting from the knowledge and skill, time that you can commit to set up the system, to maintain the system, with all the things, people. Oh my God! Okay, whoever joined that moment to set up the IPTM testnet for the testing, you know that to run a blockchain is not something like writing or lecture review on the paper. That's an experience. I give you a lot of experience with the university, UMS, Dr. Muzaffar, UMT, USM, USIM, everything. This is people that co-volunteer, that some researcher from the university want to do. They have set up the network, and they have all the experience, the problem, and everything. They saw what is actually the implementation of the difficulties of the blockchain, including in UMS. They got somebody attack the server used for the cryptocurrency mining. Okay, so there is a lot of things can happen if you're running in a public network. So there's here in the IPTM we have a CSM as a secretariat for the policy and this kind of everything, and iExploTech is our team assisting on the technical part lah. Okay, this IPTM testnet. Okay, about the app that I'm going to share today. Okay, so we have something like identity of certificate verification using blockchain. So we want to have something like university. So this is a project for the IPTM. It's an open source project, so that university can get benefit rather than buy something from a scam, whatever. We want to have a free certificate verification system, so that all the members of IPTM or our friends, especially the registrar, can use the system, so that can have a verification system. So here we make some case study on the certificate. Of course, you heard about the last time eScroll and everything. eScroll is not owned by university, it's owned by another third party. For the IPTM project, all the source code and everything you can modify, you can modify, customize and everything is because it's going to be owned by your own, because you're open source project. Okay, you're going to share your knowledge and also use the thing that we have lah. So you can verify your identity, student or staff and everything. Okay, this is some UI, this interface that later on I'm going to have a demo. I will give sharing on this part in a couple of months, I think in the June at the USIM about this app, about the certificate, but it's not very complete yet. So right now it's almost complete because I'm going to talk later about that one lah. So we have a UI whereby you can verify certificate. You can see that at the top here, blockchain number running on Ethereum, IPTM, testnet. You can have smart contract info because you want to know that is actual certificate right or not. You need to look at smart contract. Smart contract info, and you can see that later on, Cybersecurity Malaysia we certify this smart contract is actually the original one, the right one. That's the main role of Cybersecurity Malaysia. They want to certify or verify your smart contract is the valid one. And we can also have a blockchain info and about application. So for example, let's say you want to verify certificate, you just put your certificate there or just using QR code. You can scan using QR code. This is some menu, you scan QR code, and then you can get the certificate numbers from there, and you can see the name. Of course, this is and then where's your program. You can use this app. It's the same for the you want to verify the staff ID or for example, UITM also have a project micro credential. You want to verify whatever specific coursework and student take. For example, 2 week or 1 week training from the UITM. You can have also certificate there. I'm developing the system for Dr. Suraini lah. Almost complete. So we are deploying right now. So later on probably UITM going to have been the first university that having the system truly using blockchain lah. Developed by the teams lah, not somebody outside. Okay, and the thing is that here you can see that from here you can see the information about the smart contract info. I did not put here verifier yet. Later on, if you develop your smart contract or using the existing one, you need to make sure that Cybersecurity Malaysia certify your smart contract so that all data smart contract is correct. It's not somebody that try to, everybody can create smart contract, so claim that they are having a PhD or triple PhD, 4 PhD, doesn't matter. So they can. That's why you need to have another third party that certifying your smart contract is the right one, so that the data inside smart contract is the actual data. It's not scam data lah. So this information about smart contract info, you see that this system very detailed, so that people know about the actual thing happen inside your certificate system. Another one is that also you can see that about blockchain info. It's also mentioned about what is the address you're running. If say you have ethers in the IPTM testnet, you can show the ethers. This is okay. You can see that this is running on localhost for testing only. So this is a client version you are running, protocol and networking and etc. Also about the application, you can see that you can also this I developed. You can also modify, customize. You can put. I already put everything here. You just need to modify this part, put your university logo, and do some modification. And then so that this is about you can also put your lead program for universities. So that this is about collaboration. So everybody can modify and can have a blockchain system in your university with the source code. Okay, you have the source code. You can use source code, modify and everything. So that's about collaboration. We are sharing. We are not making a scam token. Okay, no scam token. Okay, this is how the system component and a system flow. For example, it's a bit messy. Okay, we start from bottom, number 7. Actually, the registrar is the one that producing the information about certificate. So normally registrar we key in data in the SQL database. You may load the existing certificate from the existing SQL database, and then we are using some IPTM database tool here, number 5. You store only the data that need to be put into blockchain. You never read directly, for the system, never read directly database from the university database, because in university database, they have a lot of database, too many things. Even the medical information about student, registered date, we don't want to have that file information. We want to have only, for example, refer to the previous slide, here. We want to have only information about certificate number, name, program, when this guy combo. We don't want to have all the detail. That's why you cannot remove database system, because whatever data that when you read from the university database, just store here, local database, is for the blockchain. So you are using tool. We have developed some tool later on. You can use this tool so that you can put into temporary local database. Okay. After you read all from the Unity database, only the thing that you need to read. Okay, and then you read all the certificate data using the IPTM certificate generator tool. You read SQL database and upload certificate into the blockchain. Actually, when you talk about upload blockchain, actually you upload into smart contract lah. Of course, before you upload the you upload data, you need to store your smart contract or upload your smart contract into the blockchain, Ethereum blockchain, and then you can start upload all the certificate data into the blockchain node through smart contract lah. Like I'm showing you previously, we have a smart contract, right? Now this one, smart contract info. So, for example, owner address is something like the owner of smart contract, normally Unity. Contract address is where smart contract being deployed in the blockchain. Subject Malaysia, we verify that owner is right, contract is right, the content is the source code of the contract is right. So that means your contract is certified by Subject Malaysia, and then you can run securely or verified system inside the IPTM testnet or mainnet lah. So that's how we make sure that your thing is certified. Not just everyone can upload smart contract. I'm sharing to the open source, but the only certified by CSM is the true one lah. Okay, here when you upload all the data here, you can use mobile app, Android. Okay, I'm going to share in this project IPTM testnet. I'm sharing this source code of the iTunes mobile app source code to everyone. Smart contract I'm sharing to everyone. Ethereum node, of course, is already open source project. I just said sharing the open source and or the manual how to set up the things. And the last one is the IPTM system manual. Okay, we already have a first draft of IPTM system manual, how to set up the entire system. So that means your ICT department or people can use this manual to set up the system. But we just have the first draft. I do not even have a time to review it because this project is open source. So normally I or my team only work freely, ikhlas, percuma during weekend. Okay, we have a lot of development project right now, so that's why it's a bit slow. But my team already make a first draft. I did not have time to read the manual first before I ask somebody, a couple people to do testing the manual, read the manual and set up everything. Is it correct or not? Okay, so there's a first draft of review, not done yet. So that's why some part I cannot share yet because I need to make sure that it's work properly lah. So that's the thing that I hope that you later on you can probably you can have a beta or what we call a tester. If you're interested, you just contact me later on. I have my business card at the last of the slide. You can contact me. You can have the trial version so that you can help me the team to develop or try whatever thing we have here before we actually uploading the everything in the GitHub lah. Okay. So here IPTM generator tool, I'm going to share the binary Java file. It's Java because it's some project we have some have a copyright code, so we cannot share the source code, but we're going to share the binary file. But the important part is this one. Okay, this one, because this is just something like how you do programming to talk with the database and call the API. We are sharing this tool number 4 and number 5, so that you can use whatever you can have a basic setup for the system. Okay, so I hope that by this August, everything we have in the GitHub, including the manual, you can have your own blockchain network, not blockchain app. You can verify your university certificate. So everybody can verify. You can upload the Android mobile app into the Play Store, so that everybody can download the app and can verify your university certificate. So they're very fancy. You can have a free. Okay, free. So no need to buy whatever from third parties. You have your own app. Okay, section C. What we have done. Of course, when we have this all diagram, we want to see some experiment. Okay. So the experiment set up to test for the 10,000 certificate. Actually, for this experiment, we already submitted a book chapter to the Dr. Fairuz at the UITM. Because Dr. Farid want to become a chief editor for the one book chapter about blockchain, we submit a book chapter already accepted. because we need to do some minor changes lah. Okay, so we are doing we need to submit the book chapter by the end of this month. So after this is covered on the talking about the papers lah, you can read the paper. It's not a white paper, it's a reviewed paper. It's a book chapter, so you can read this paper, can assist you to understand more detail on the system lah. Because of course we have got a problem, we are developing, we are have a development, we are no university, so that require a lot of effort to make the open source thing, because we are business. Okay, we have a lot of development project. We need to commit to our promise first to our customer, and then at the same time, with the time we have, we do some open source so that we can share the knowledge. Okay, so ilmu is not for us lah, the knowledge is not for us. We want to share with everyone lah. So in this experiment setup, we have done the experiment setup. All the result I'm going to share here actually is come from the book chapter. So we generate a 10,000 certificate using the tool. The tool is here, IPTM certificate database tool .jar is a Java file. IPTM certificate generator tool .jar, and the third tool is a iExploTech performance measurement server to measure the performance of server when have a request from the testing machine. So in this case, first that we want to run add certificate 10,000 certificate into the blockchain node. How much? That's the first experiment using tool number 2. For certificate database tool, jar to read database and store whatever, including in the database. We are using number 1 here, and number 2 is here to add certificate, read certificate, and number 3 is here to measure the CPU. So it's a developer tool, so to measure the performance of the system. And then the result is here. Before the result, we go a little bit on detail on the setup. First, you need to take as a fact that blockchain is slow compared to hyperledgers, so that the process is slow compared the writing, the write process, writing or write data into blockchain is slow compared to read or verify many certificate lah. So read slow, something like DVD DVD RW, write slow but read fast, something like that. In suspect setup, we have a testing machine. We upload not 1,000, 10,000 certificate. I'm making a mistake here. 10,000 certificate using single-threaded technique. And then number 2 is that testing machine request read 10,000, okay, 10,000 certificate using multi-threaded technique. It means the multi-threaded part is something like we want to simulate. There's many people that using mobile app to read the certificate, to verify the certificate. Read means verify. And then we want to measure that the blockchain sealer node respond to all read-write requests by the testing machine. So that's the thing that we need to measure later on. Measure how much the load, or call it the stress that being tested at the blockchain sealer node. Okay, specification. Testing machine is quite high spec. Okay, for cost. Blockchain sealer node is a very cheap machine. It's just one virtual CPU, 2 GB RAM. Cloud. It's a cloud. It's running on the cloud in the Cyberjaya. Testing machine is running from from the cloud, and then the blockchain sealer node running in the ICOS hosting at the Cyberjaya office. Okay. Well, that's the admin told me, the ICO hosting told me that the server in the Cyberjaya, I contacted the admin. But I do not know actually where the physical one, actual one. He just say in Cyberjaya. Okay, I just pay maintenance every 30 ringgit monthly, around $7.28, so that you can have the spec of the server node, blockchain node. Okay, so quite fast. Bandwidth dedicated 100 megabit per second. Data transfer 1 terabyte monthly, so you can have a public. They give you one public IPv4 address. So that's enough to have a blockchain node with a cheap price. So the result. Okay, first thing is that we want to upload, or still got 1,000, actually 10,000 certificate using single-threaded technique. So before the execution of the add certificate function, the SQL query was successfully executed to read 10,000 record from MariaDB database. First thing that we want to read database first, 10,000 record. As mean this is a 10,000 record of the certificate that or from the university certificate lah. It's a data that registrar give to the system so that you can upload to the blockchain. So less than 2 seconds to read all everything. Wow. Of course, you cannot challenge the database system. They're very fast. 10,000 record read 2 seconds. Less than 2 seconds. Okay, to collect all certificate. Okay, 10,000. After that, the certificate function will execute by 10,000 times. That means there is a smart contract function. Actually, you can see the smart contract on to submit all certificate using single-threaded function. You cannot use multi-threaded because blockchain is not something like multi-threaded system. You submit many times, you got some problem later on. I don't want to go detail that part. There is some problem if you using multi-threaded to submit the thread because the blockchain require nonce, sequential nonce. Let's say you want to submit first transaction, 1 nonce 1, second transaction nonce 2, nonce 3, 4, 5. You need to have sequential. Let's say you submit the first nonce number 1. Somehow you skip number 2, you go to number 3, the blockchain never write the block number 3 until you submit number 2. Okay, they require nonce to be sequential. That's why you cannot have a multi-threaded. You need to submit a single line by line following the nonce. Okay, so we submitting 10,000 certificate to the blockchain. To submit using single threaded into blockchain is required 283 seconds. Quite fast actually, because you want to submit one time, right? You don't want to submit the same certificate multiple times, only one time. So you submit 10,000 certificate around probably how much? 5 minutes around that. Okay. However, the IPTM sealer node, or is a blockchain node, be able to write or confirm the transaction by 622 seconds. Okay. Around 10 minutes something. Why? Probably more than 10 minutes. Because the blockchain has a limit size you can write into the one block. Okay. Even though that's why I'm not using a multi-threaded submit, because you know that there is a limit the size of the each block. So that's why I'm just using single-threaded submit to make sure that the node is following the sequential incremented by 1, and also we know that at the end the blockchain can be only confirm all the 10,000 certificate by 322 seconds. That means you cannot use a multi-threaded for the submitting submitting the certificate into blockchain. Okay, just single-threaded. This happened. Okay, that I mentioned before. They have limit, and on average, 80 certificate write transaction will confirm per IPTM blocks. Each IPTM block, is mined, found at a fixed duration. Every 5 seconds, you found a new block using POA, proof of authority, consensus. So, in general, that to write the every second in transaction per second, so you can have a 6 transaction per second lah. If you're using IPTM testnet. If you're using public network, using public Ethereum, that you need to pay a lot for Ether, it's much lesser because their the size of block is smaller compared to the IPTM. IPTM have big one because we are running private proof of authority network. They are running public, so public they have less size of the block lah per. That means you can only submit a very small transaction per block. Okay, this is the result. This is something not like almost like something like a hype cycle, right? Almost like something like a hype cycle. Okay. First thing is that the performance of to read 10,000 certificate using parallel multi-threaded requests. So you can see from here, thread number 0, of course, do nothing, right? Nothing start from 0. Here you can see that if you're running single-threaded, that's means one user one time only to read the certificate. To read the entire certificate, is require 10,000 certificate, require 180 seconds to read the 10,000 certificate. Start from certificate number 1 until certificate number 10,000. So you read sequential lah, one by one, require this amount time. So in average, 52 certificate lah per second lah you can read. Let's say you are using two-threaded, you only require half of previous one, 73, so faster. But at the end, because you're going to have the optimal one lah, the last value that you can use. 9, 10, 11. When you are running either more thread to connect to the server, this is from the client or the test client machine connected. 9, 10, or 11 thread, you can only have the performance of read from the server. This is server performance. It's a blockchain server performance. You can only have a maximum 28. That means this is a limit with the spec of the computer of where this one spec blockchain sealer node, right? With one CPU, 2 GB RAM, 30 ringgit spec, maximum spec that can go only 9, 10, 11. That means you can read 10,000 certificate at most, at best, 28 seconds, whereby every second you can say that in 354 transactions per second. If you do more trading, it will affect the performance of the server. Okay, so no need to go further. This is the optimum one. It means you can have your blockchain server can handle 10,000 requests for 28 seconds. That means in 1 second, 554. That means people can start verify your certificate at one second. It's 354. Quite many people for the cheap server. So you can see here that the something like hype cycle going down. At the end, you go to the stable one around 20 seconds. So that's a parallel thread. It's been at a 9, 10, 11. If you go to 12, it become not optimized because CPU load become too much. So in this case, you can have a second node or third node with the same configuration with serving they will do let's say you want to increase the number of the transaction per second, right? You just add another node, second node. So that means when the app want to access to read the blockchain node, they will try to choose whatever node that having less we call it less of the CPU usage or something like less load because we have a tracker in blockchain. We have tracker. We can track that which node that having less load. That means mobile app we connect to the less load So that means in blockchain decentralized system, you just adding one more node, you can have double of the certificate rate performance. Add the third node. Okay, you can just add in the node. Okay. Later on, I'm going to discuss with you at the end of the slide, or at the end of the slide, the advantage using decentralized compared to centralized. Okay, so that's the result. Okay, actually the same thing. This two slide. Actually, this two slide is the same thing. It's just a little bit zoom. Okay. Okay. So supposed to be I'm going to make a demo the app. Okay. So before I'm going to do demo in last one okay, not now because I want to give a little bit discussion further so that people can have a big view. Before that I want to look the time. Okay, just 11. We just past 1 hour. I believe that I'm going to give you guys break around 5 minutes right now. Okay,